ChrisTopPleasureClub.com, and today we're playing Action Henk on the PS4. This was kind of an old PC game, not super old, but it came out last year on PC, and was one of the three PS4 vote-to-play PS Plus games. It was this, and Assault Android Cactus, and Broforce, where everybody was supposed to vote to see what was given away on PS Plus for the month of March, and everybody chose, well, not everybody, but more people than anybody else chose Broforce. It was an interesting vote with like three kind of old PC games going up against one another. But Broforce won, and Broforce was very good. But that's not to say that this isn't very good either. This is quite enjoyable, but it treads some familiar ground. So we're playing as that guy, Action Henk, a rather portly action hero, and everybody's sort of action figures, and we've got basically sort of trials filtered through micro machines here. So we're racing through, we're running through as opposed to driving through, but we're running through these bedroom settings here. And oh crap, this takes a lot of concentration, especially as this is one of the boss battles that you get to unlock new characters, and I'm not doing very well. Oh, caught up there. Here we go.
Let's go.
Unlocks a new character. There we go. That looks like me. Not too bad considering I was talking along at the same time. So yes, quite similar to Trials in its sort of 2D run through very difficult platforming, yes. But I think probably closer to it's gonna sound terrible. But do you remember the Doritos game that came out on Xbox 360 that was free? That was actually quite good. It reminds me of that, because you're platforming through these stages. You're running and you're jumping. And it also, I guess, kind of the 2D aesthetic to an extent. And along with just the kind of feel-good... Oh, that was terrible. The feel-good sort of nature of it, and the upbeat music and everything like that, it feels to me a little bit like the old SNES quote-unquote classic Uni Rally, or Uni Races, depending on where you're from. That was, I loved Uni Rally, DMA designed game. Before they went on to do bigger Grand Theft Auto things. But yeah, there's a similar, a much simpler aesthetic, of course, with like 2D vertiginous levels, and you race your unit, cycle about, and do tricks and stuff. And that's what this game is. That's what that game is. This game, not really quite as tricky, but very, well, not as tricksy, but very tricky. Because it's not just a matter of running. You're mainly running to the right and hitting X to jump, but it's all about mastering the R slide in this game. Henk, being of portly stature, although as you saw before, you can unlock characters that are a good deal more fit. His asset is his bum, and so what you can do is hit the left trigger to slide on your bum and gather speed as you go downhill. So it's about judging that, because that's really where everything pays off, is making sure you maximize your arse time as you go down these ramps and things. And I'm not going to get the certain level there, but I got a bronze medal. That was alright. It's good enough to continue. And I mean, you unlock new batches of levels and whatnot by getting these medals. There's just, perhaps for me so far, at least I'm about sort of like 2 worlds in to this, and it's kind of just started to switch up its aesthetic by having like this I don't know, these disco lights and the party bedroom, but I don't know whether we're going to be in the bedroom for the entire thing, which would be a little bit disappointing, you know, because I do like the bedroom aesthetic. There's lots of little in-jokes in the posters and the walls and things like that, and I like the idea of just, yeah, these tracks made out of wooden blocks and whatnot. I think that's pretty cool. So that's it for that. Yeah, I think that stuff's kind of cool, but it is, yeah, it took 2 worlds to switch up the aesthetic once, and I wonder whether it's going to go places, you know, whether it's going to go to the other rooms of the house and explore that stuff more, or whether it was just kind of curtailed for budgetary reasons. Oh crap, no, I would imagine I'm supposed to hit this. Yes. There we go. That was the answer. No. Yeah, I think things are gradually, business is beginning to pick up now. You also have to be aware of like wall jumping, that stuff, and diverging routes through these stages, and the track design's just starting to be clever when it comes down to the camera rotating around stuff and kind of confusing you with its parallax, which I think is probably intentional. So, okay, I remember not to leave actually level 7, which is nice. March onward. But yeah, I like it. I like it for the same reason that I like Trials. These are very simple, bite-sized style things. There's also multiplayer racing. If you want that stuff, local multiplayer at least, or you can do that on SharePlay if you really want. Yeah, I mean, vertiginous tracks, all of that stuff. And I think as well, so far at least, it's more about, and granted I haven't gotten to the really tough levels yet, and I'm starting to prove myself wrong by constantly dying. But I think I'm trying to figure out, for me it does feel significantly different to Trials. I was trying to put my finger on the line, and a big part of it is that sort of uni-rally style, just kind of upbeatness about it, and even though Trials is obviously self-consciously or you know, humorous in the self-aware way, self-aware sense, you know, it's also there's an extent where it's a touch post-haste in terms of what it's presenting, and I think as well so far I think like there's a sense in Action Henk of that you're always gonna make it. You know, it's just you might not make it particularly quickly, or quick enough to get the medal. Whereas I think in Trials there's more of this negative reinforcement to an extent of you'll never get through this level. It's that difficult. And I don't know, I could be proven wrong on that because I'm still relatively early on, but I like the feel of kind of feeling, okay, I'm gonna get there. It's just a matter of getting there quickly and not flubbing that wall jump right there. So I'm going to get me a silver on this one, I think. I usually have this on Ghost at least first. You can switch Ghost, so you can choose to race against the Gold Ghost, take on your personal best. I can beat myself here. Or what have you, however you want to do it. That isn't, I mean, the choice of Ghost, your choice of Ghost doesn't determine difficulty, that's just the Ghost you're racing against. So even if you're racing against the Silver Ghost, if you set a gold time, then you get a gold medal. So it's just whatever you feel comfortable with, or you can choose to not have a Ghost at all, which is fine. So yeah, I should slip down there. I really don't have enough momentum. Terrible. That isn't. Let's try that again. So yeah, I'm feeling compelled here to keep on trying again, not for technical reasons of wanting to better my time by a second or a few tenths of a second. You know, I'm not constantly retrying, you know, in a bid to just get through the stage. And I think like that's a significant difference between something like that and something like this, and something like Trials, or even a Super Meat Boy to an extent. I think it's just kind of a nice feel-good game. That said, on the other hand, I mean, like there's nothing here there's really nothing here that you haven't seen before if you haven't played one of these sort of trial like a sort of platform come racers. If you haven't played anything like, you know, if you've played something like Trials before, you know broadly what to expect. But let's see if we can beat this boss Avia and one level from the next set. But the boss is, I think there is a significant sudden leap up, and you suddenly have an opponent as opposed to a ghost to run against. But that said, I mean, like it's the focus is always on what you're doing rather than what they're doing. You can learn to an extent. I would like to have more of that in there, baked in there. You know, I always think those Trials replays where you can see the button inputs that a player's putting in on at a particular time. That's really helpful. And there's less of that here, and a lot of, I think, doing well seems to be, you know, it's more on track memorization at these tough stages rather than anything particularly skillful, I would say. But it just, yeah, I mean, it's nice. It flows well. And so, I mean, it's not spectacular in its inventiveness in any way, but that, I think, is actually no way of knowing that there was a jump there. Far too far. You can kind of
You got to learn.
1.27 seconds off. It's very easy. Yeah, you can adjust yourself in midair a little bit, which helps because you really want to get on a downward slope. But there's a little bit of a cost to that because you're killing your forward momentum in the air in order to kind of make up for it on the ground. So there's a little bit of the physics to think of. It's not as innately done as it first appears. And I probably there killed some of my momentum a little bit too much. But I bet I can do it next time. Ah, crap. Now I know. If I stay on the track, I can do it. Ah. This is the sort of shit. This sort of game that would play very well on Games Master. Games Master is so bad. This would be a challenge game, wouldn't it? Some shit celebrity on top of the box. Not the one you're thinking. Go! Jump! There we go. Okay, I've got this in hand. Got it. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. Yes. Oh, of course you have to have road. Hitman. This is a video game after all. And there he goes. Let's see. I am curious to see whether things. No, it looks like we're still going to be in the bedroom here. I think that is a little bit of a missed opportunity. You know, it would be good to see, but looks like we're going to get a hook shot, so that's kind of interesting. Okay, I take that. Okay, so we got grappling hook shit to deal with here. Oh man, oh that's gonna be really difficult later on, I can tell.
Oh, just like the old days.
Cool. So it's sort of at least introducing a few different ideas, even though, yeah, location-wise, it would be good to get out of this bedroom at some point. But, yeah, I mean, it's perhaps not mega ambitious, but it's cool, it's fun, it's done. I like it. It's on PS4 at the moment for $15 American or whatever the equivalent of that is. And it's on PC for most likely cheaper, or at least ChrisCharltonCodePub.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.